Hey bookworms, and welcome back to Book to Read. It's episode 45 already.
Wow.
I know, right? And we are diving into a classic today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We are cracking open Leo Tolstoy's Anna Karenina.
Okay.
Now, I will admit, tackling this book can sometimes feel like you're,
Climbing a mountain?
yeah, like scaling a literary Everest or something.
Yeah, I can see that.
But that's what we're here for, right? That's what the deep dive is for.
Absolutely. Think of us as your guides.
Exactly. Your guides through Tolstoy's world.
Ah.
And before we get to the summit of Anna Karenina, let's take a quick detour.
Oh, a detour.
It's base camp. Bookspace, that is.
Ah, yes, of course.
Sometimes you just need to connect with fellow readers who get it.
Right, who get the obsession.
Yes. With those intricate plots and the characters. Bookspace is great for that.
It really is the perfect place to unpack all those feelings.
Yeah, and theories that you have after finishing a book like this.
Oh, and they have this awesome quote sharing feature.
Oh, yeah. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so you can share all those lines that just...
That just hit you in the feels.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, like when Levin says, if you look for perfection, you'll never be content.
Oh, that's a good one.
I know, right? It gets me every time.
It's so true.
So yeah, anyway, check out Bookspace, bookworms.
You won't regret it.
It's like having a whole book club in your pocket. Okay, now back to Anna Karenina.
Right.
Where do we even begin with this one?
Well, I think it helps to start with the central drama.
Okay, the drama.
Yeah, the love triangle between Anna, her husband Karenin,
Oh yeah, Karenina.
and the dashing Count Vronsky.
Oh, Vronsky.
Yeah, it's a classic story of forbidden love and societal pressures.
Right, you've got Anna
Yes.
trapped in this marriage with Karenin, who's a high-ranking government official.
Right.
And he's more interested in appearances than in her happiness, it seems.
It does seem that way.
And then Vronsky comes along
Yeah.
and just sweeps her off her feet with all that charm and intensity.
He does have a certain charm.
He does. And it's a setup for disaster, basically right from the very beginning.
Oh, for sure.
Tolstoy masterfully uses this love triangle to just expose the hypocrisy that's simmering underneath the surface.
Yes, the polished surface of 19th century Russian society.
It's fascinating how he doesn't just tell us,
Yeah.
that society is hypocritical.
He shows it.
He shows it through the way characters react to Anne's choices.
Right.
Like everyone's whispering behind their fans,
Oh, no.
judging her for wanting to seek love and happiness.
Yeah, for wanting to live her own life.
Yeah, outside the confines of her marriage.
It's really something.
And you see that double standard playing out in subtle ways throughout the novel.
You do.
Like take, for instance, the scene where Anna attends the opera after her affair becomes public.
Oh, yes.
And the way the other members of high society are just,
Shunning her?
yes. But then they're engaging in their own indiscretions.
Right. They turn a blind eye to their own behavior.
Behind closed doors, it's
It's
just
like a game, isn't it? It's a total game. It's like they're saying, it's fine as long as you don't get caught.
or rock the boat.
Exactly. Don't challenge the status quo.
Yes.
And that hypocrisy, it just really resonated with me.
Yeah, I can see why.
Even though it was written over a century ago and,
Yeah.
it's timeless in a way.
It is.
It's a testament to Tolstoy's genius that he can tap into these universal truths
Absolutely.
about human nature and societal dynamics.
That still feel relevant today.
It's incredible.
It is.
And speaking of societal dynamics,
Yes.
it's fascinating how Tolstoy contrasts Anna and Vronsky's love,
Oh, yeah.
which is so passionate and all-consuming,
It is.
with the more grounded relationship
Uh-huh.
between Levin and Kitty.
That's a good point.
It's like he's presenting two different models of love
He is.
and asking us to consider what makes a relationship last.
What makes it sustainable?
Yeah,
It makes you think.
it does.
Yeah.
While Anna and Vronsky are caught in this whirlwind of emotion,
Yeah.
Levin and Kitty are facing their own challenges. Societal expectations.
Yeah, societal expectations, doubts.
Levin's internal struggle.
Exactly. With faith and purpose.
But their love feels more rooted in shared values,
Uh-huh.
a commitment to building a life together.
Right. And it makes you wonder,
Yeah.
is passionate love enough
Is it enough to sustain a relationship?
in the long run? I mean, or do you need something more?
That's the question.
That's the question Tolstoy is grappling with,
And he doesn't give us any easy answers.
which of course makes the book so compelling.
Great. It keeps us thinking.
Yes, it forces us to confront our own beliefs about love. and relationships and the choices we make.
And how society influences those choices.
Exactly. In the face of all that pressure.
It's a lot to think about.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about the love triangle.
Yes.
But there's so much more to this book than just the romance.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. Levin's story is a whole other world.
It is a whole world unto itself.
Yes. And his journey is like the heart and soul of the novel.
I think so, too.
He's this intellectual, idealistic landowner who's wrestling with these big questions about faith, purpose, and the meaning of life.
Yeah, the big questions.
The big question.
Yeah.
I love how Tolstoy contrasts his struggles
Yeah.
with the more external drama of Anna's story.
It's a nice contrast.
It is. It's like he's exploring two different ways of being in the world.
What do you mean?
One driven by passion and ambition,
I see.
and the other by this yearning for spiritual fulfillment.
Interesting.
Yeah, and these two worlds, they're totally separate, but they keep intersecting.
They do.
And Levin's story, it serves as a counterpoint
Oh, yeah.
to Anna's tragedy.
It offers hope.
It does. A glimpse of
I've
hope
spoken.
amidst the darkness.
Yes.
And he's not just a philosopher, you know.
Yeah.
He gets his hands dirty.
Oh.
Yeah, working alongside the peasants in the fields.
Interesting.
That scene where he's mowing with the peasants.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the most powerful scenes in the entire book.
It is a powerful scene.
Yeah.
It's a moment of pure connection.
With nature,
Yes. With nature.
shedding all societal pretense.
Yeah.
And just a glimpse into a simpler way of life.
More authentic.
More authentic, exactly.
Yeah.
It really struck me how Tolstoy uses that physical labor as a metaphor for spiritual growth.
Oh, how so?
Levin finds solace and clarity,
Yeah.
not through intellectual pursuits,
What?
but through the sweat of his brow,
Oh, wow.
the rhythm of the scythe.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
It's like Tolstoy suggesting that,
What's he suggesting?
that true meaning is found.
Yeah.
Not in the, the grand pronouncements of philosophy or whatever,
Right.
but in the everyday acts of living, the connection to the land, the community.
Simple rhythms of nature.
Yes, the simple rhythms of nature.
It's a beautiful thought.
It is. There's a lot to unpack there.
There is.
It makes you wonder about the things that we prioritize.
What do we prioritize in our own lives?
Yeah, exactly. Are we chasing after fleeting pleasures?
Or are we seeking something deeper?
Yes. Something deeper, something more enduring.
Right.
That's what Tolstoy is asking us to consider.
He is.
And it resonates so strongly even today.
It does, yeah.
We're still grappling with those same questions
About purpose.
about purpose, meaning, and how to live a good life.
A fulfilling life.
Yes, a fulfilling life in this world
In a world that feels...
that feels chaotic and disconnected.
It does sometimes, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
It makes me want to grab a scythe and head for the nearest field.
I can understand that.
Uh-huh.
But maybe.
Maybe not a scythe.
Maybe not a scythe.
Uh-huh.
But I think Tolstoy is reminding us
Of what?
of the importance of finding moments of quiet.
Quiet contemplation.
Yeah.
To connect with something larger than ourselves,
Yes.
whether it's nature or art or...
Spiritual practice.
Yeah, exactly.
It's important.
And speaking of connections,
Oh, yeah.
Tolstoy is a master at weaving these storylines together.
He is.
It's like this tapestry of human experience
Yeah.
that's both vast and intimate.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does a great job with that.
And it's through this tapestry that he explores.
The complexities of love and marriage.
Yeah, the weight of societal expectations
Well, yearning for meaning.
and the inevitability of loss.
Loss and suffering.
Yeah.
It's all there.
It's all there.
Yeah.
It's a lot to take in.
It is.
But I have to say, I am finding this deep dive so rewarding.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yeah, it's like we're peeling back the layers of the novel.
Uncovering those hidden depths.
Yes, that I might have missed on my first read.
It happened.
Oh, it definitely happens. It's a
Yeah.
book that you can read over and over
Trying
again.
to find something new.
Exactly. Speaking of revisiting, there's this one scene that keeps coming back to me.
What scene?
The horse race scene,
Oh, the horse race.
where Vronsky falls and injures his mare.
Oh, yes.
That scene is so brilliantly crafted.
It is-
It's not just a sporting event.
It's more than that.
It's like a microcosm
Of their relationship.
of their entire relationship, yes.
Yes.
Like a metaphor for their reckless abandon,
The risks they take.
the risks they take,
And the potential for disaster.
the potential for disaster always lurking,
Yeah, it's all there in that scene.
and the way Tolstoy uses the injured mare
Yes.
to foreshadow Anna's fate.
It's masterful.
Oh, it's just masterful.
It's amazing.
There's so much symbolism packed into that one scene.
There is.
It's like a key,
To understanding the whole story.
Yes. It unlocks a whole new level of understanding.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's really something.
And it reminds us that every detail, every image, every word,
It's carefully chosen.
yes, deliberately woven into this tapestry.
Of meaning and emotion.
It's incredible.
It is.
That's why we need to do this deep dive.
That's right.
Okay, so we've talked about the characters, the themes, the memorable scenes,
Yeah.
but what about the ending?
What about it?
Some readers find it a bit bleak.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I can see that.
the ending is definitely not your typical happy ending.
No, it's not.
But I wouldn't call it bleak exactly.
Yeah.
It's more like Tolstoy is giving us a realistic view
Of the consequences.
of the consequences, of the choices made.
Within a rigid social structure.
Yes, within a rigid and unforgiving social structure.
That's a good way to put it.
Right, and without giving too much away.
For those who haven't read it.
Yes, for those who haven't read it.
Right.
Anna's story ends in tragedy,
Yeah.
while Levin's journey takes a more hopeful turn.
More hopeful, but still complex.
Yeah, still complex,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
But it's through this juxtaposition that Tolstoy highlights
The different paths.
the different paths available
to those seeking fulfillment.
to individuals seeking fulfillment. Yes,
In a society that stifles them.
that stifles individual expression.
Yeah. It's powerful stuff.
It is. It makes you wonder,
Yeah.
is there a way to break free from all these constraints?
And find happiness on your own terms.
On your own terms, yes. Or are we all
Bound by the expectations.
by the expectations of society?
It's a question that haunts me.
Me too.
Yeah.
Those are some heavy questions.
They are.
But that's what makes Anna Karenina so powerful.
So enduring.
Yeah. It doesn't shy away from those big questions.
No, it doesn't.
And it challenges us to confront these complexities
Of human experience.
Yeah.
Head on.
head on.
Yeah.
And even though it was written so long ago,
Over a century ago.
I know, it feels incredibly relevant
To our lives today.
to our own lives and the choices that we face.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
Tolstoy's insights into human nature and societal dynamics,
And the search for meaning.
they're timeless.
They are truly timeless.
And then there's Vronsky.
Oh, Vronsky.
He's often seen as just the charming seducer, but I think there's more to him than that.
There is.
Tolstoy gives us these glimpses of Vronsky's internal struggle. Yeah, like initially he's just captivated by Anna's beauty and spirit.
Right, the initial attraction.
Yeah, but as the affair progresses, he starts to confront the social consequences.
Yeah.
The shifting dynamics of their relationship.
Right, the relationship becomes more complicated.
Exactly. And he's not just blindly following his passion.
No.
He's grappling with doubts and jealousies.
The realities of their situation.
Yeah, and a growing awareness of the price Anna's paying.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
For their love.
It's not just a simple case of love conquers all.
No, it's not a fairy tale.
It's not. It's a story about two people
Yeah.
who are trapped.
In a web of societal expectations.
Exactly. Struggling to find happiness.
In a system that's working against them.
It seems designed to keep them apart.
Yeah. It's heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And then you have Karenin.
Oh, Karenina.
Honest. At first I found him to be
A bit cold.
a bit of a cold fish. Yeah. All wrapped up in his status and reputation.
Yeah, it's easy to see him as the villain.
Is.
But Tolstoy complicates things.
He does.
He gives us these glimpses into Karenin's inner life as well.
Oh, yeah?
His pain, his loneliness.
There's that scene where he breaks down
Oh, yeah.
after Anna confesses her love for Vronsky.
It's powerful.
It is. It humanizes him.
It does.
You see his hurt
Yeah.
and the limitations of his emotional expression.
Exactly.
And it makes you wonder
About what?
how much of his coldness is a result of his upbringing.
His social conditioning.
Right. Is he truly incapable of love?
Or has he just learned to suppress it?
Yeah, to fit in.
To fit into that world?
It makes me think about the pressures men faced back then.
Oh, well, yeah.
They might have held the power,
Yeah.
but they were also trapped.
In a narrow definition of masculinity.
Exactly.
A good point.
And I think that's one of the things that makes this book so timeless. It explores these universal themes
Yeah.
of love, desire, societal pressures,
The search for meaning.
the search for meaning. Yes. And it does it in a way that transcends time and place.
Is amazing.
Okay, so we've talked about the love triangle.
Yeah.
But there's so much more to this book.
Right.
Levin's story is a whole world unto itself.
It is.
You're absolutely right.
His journey is the heart and soul of the novel.
Yes.
He's wrestling with these big questions.
About faith, the
The
meaning of life.
meaning of life, yeah.
I love how Tolstoy contrasts his internal struggles with Anna's external drama.
Right.
It's like he's exploring two different ways of being.
Two different approaches to life.
Exactly. One driven by passion and ambition,
And the other.
the other by this yearning for spiritual fulfillment.
It's fascinating.
And those two worlds,
I
they
like.
collide. Even though they're separate,
Yeah.
they constantly intersect.
They do.
And Levin's story, it's like a counterpoint
To Anna's story.
to Anna's tragedy.
Offering hope.
A glimpse of hope amidst all the darkness.
I like that.
And he's not just a philosopher.
No, he's not.
He gets his hands dirty working alongside the peasants
Oh, we're in the fields.
in the fields. That scene where he's mowing with them,
Yes.
it's one of the most powerful scenes in the whole book.
It is.
This moment of pure connection
To nature.
to nature, shedding all societal pretense.
A simpler way of life.
A simpler, more authentic way of life.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. And it struck me how Tolstoy uses that physical labor,
The mowing.
as a metaphor for spiritual growth.
Interesting.
Levin finds solace and clarity.
Not through thinking.
No, not through intellectual pursuit.
Right.
Through the sweat of his brow,
Wow.
the rhythm of the scythe.
That's a great way to put it.
It's like Tolstoy is suggesting that true meaning
Yeah.
is found not in the grand pronouncements of philosophy
But in the everyday.
and the everyday acts of living. The connection to the land,
the community.
the simple rhythms of nature.
It's a beautiful thought.
It is. There's a lot to unpack there.
There is.
It makes you think about our own priorities.
What do we value?
Yeah, what are we chasing after? Fleeting pleasures,
Or something deeper?
something deeper, something more enduring.
That's the question.
That's the question Tolstoy's asking.
And it's still relevant today.
It is.
Yeah.
We're still grappling with those same questions about purpose.
The meaning.
How to live a fulfilling life
Yeah.
in a world that often feels
Chaotic.
chaotic and disconnected.
Yeah, it can feel that way sometimes.
We can.
It's true.
It makes me want to grab a scythe and head for the fields.
Maybe not a scythe.
Maybe not a scythe.
But the sentiment, I understand.
I think Tolstoy is reminding us of the importance of finding those moments
Moments of what?
of quiet contemplation
Yes.
to connect with something larger than ourselves.
Whether it's nature, art.
Spiritual practice.
Exactly.
And speaking of connections,
Oh, yeah.
Tolstoy is a master at weaving these storylines together,
He is.
creating this tapestry of human experience.
Doesn't surprise-
It's vast and intimate at the same time.
I like that description.
And through this tapestry, he explores these profound themes.
Love, marriage,
The weight of societal expectations,
the yearning for meaning.
the inevitability of loss and suffering.
It's all there.
It's all there.
It's a powerful book.
It is. It's a lot to take in,
It is.
but this deep dive is so rewarding.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that.
It's like we're peeling back the layers, uncovering these hidden depths
That you might have missed.
that I might have missed on a first read.
It's a book that rewards multiple readings.
Absolutely. Speaking of revisiting, there's this one scene that keeps coming back to me.
Which one?
The horse race scene,
Oh, yeah. The horse race.
where Vronsky falls and injures his mare.
Yes. That's a powerful scene.
It's so brilliantly crafted.
It is.
It's not just a sporting event.
It's more than that.
It's a microcosm of their entire relationship,
Oh, I see.
like a metaphor for their reckless abandon.
The risks they're willing to take.
The potential for disaster always lurking beneath the surface.
It's foreshadowing.
And the way Tolstoy uses the injured mare to foreshadow Anna's fate.
It's masterful.
It's just masterful.
She's a genius.
There's so much symbolism packed into that one scene.
There is
It's like a key that unlocks a whole new level of understanding.
a deeper meaning.
Yes,
It's amazing how he does that.
it really is. And it reminds us that every detail, every image, every word,
Is deliberate.
it's all woven into this tapestry.
Of meaning and emotion.
It's incredible.
It is.
Okay, so we've talked about the characters, the
Yeah.
themes,
The memorable scenes.
the memorable scenes, yes. But what about the ending?
What about it?
I know some readers find it a bit bleak.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I can see why.
it's definitely not your typical happy ending.
No, it's not a fairy tale.
It's not, but I wouldn't call it bleak exactly.
Yeah.
It's more like Tolstoy is giving us a realistic view
Of the consequences.
of the consequences of choices made.
Within a rigid and unforgiving social structure.
Exactly. Without giving too much away.
Right, for those who haven't read it.
Anna's story ends in tragedy.
Yes.
while Levin's journey takes a more hopeful turn.
But it's still complex.
Yeah, still complex.
Right.
And it's through this juxtaposition that Tolstoy highlights these different paths
Different paths to what?
to fulfillment
Oh, really?
available to individuals,
In a society that's
stifling them.
that stifles individual expression.
Exactly.
It's a powerful message.
It is. And it makes you wonder, right?
What?
Is there a way to break free from these constraints
And find happiness on your own terms.
on your own terms?
Or
Or are we all...
bound by the expectations of society.
Those are some heavy questions.
They are
But that's what makes Anna Karenina so powerful.
so enduring.
So enduring. It doesn't shy away from the big questions.
No, it doesn't.
It forces us to confront these complexities
Human existence.
Yeah.
Head on.
head on.
Yeah.
And even though it was written over a century ago,
Over a century.
it feels so relevant today
To our lives.
to our lives and the choices we face.
It's amazing.
It really is.
Tolstoy's insights into human nature,
Societal dynamics,
the search for meaning,
they're timeless.
they are truly timeless.
It's amazing how a book written so long ago can still speak to us so directly. I'm curious, though, as we wrap up this deep dive, what do you think Tolstoy is ultimately trying to say about love? Is it a force for good or for destruction?
That's the million-ruble question, isn't it?
It is.
And I don't think Tolstoy gives us an easy answer.
Well-
He shows us both sides.
Yeah, the highs and the lows.
The ecstatic highs and the devastating lows.
Right.
The way love can liberate us.
And imprison us.
Exactly.
Yeah, it can blind us to reality, like with Anna and Vronsky. But they can also be a source of profound meaning,
Like with Levin and Kitty.
like with Levin and Kitty.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's saying it's not love itself that's good or bad,
Right.
but the way we choose to experience it,
The context.
the context
Yeah.
in which it exists.
Exact's complicated.
It is complicated.
Yeah.
Tolstoy seems to be suggesting that true love
Yeah.
can only really flourish.
When it's grounded in
Respect,
shared values.
a willingness to navigate life's complexities together,
Absolutely.
and maybe when it's not in direct conflict with society's expectations.
That's a crucial point.
Yeah.
Tolstoy is keenly aware of how those societal pressures can distort even the most genuine emotions.
Right. And he shows us in Anna Karenina the tragic consequences of trying to force love to conform
To a rigid social order.
to a rigid and hypocritical social order.
Exactly.
It makes me think about how much we still struggle with these same issues today.
Oh, yeah.
You know, even though the specifics might have changed,
The details are different.
the details are different.
Yeah.
But we're still grappling with societal expectations
Around love.
around love and marriage,
What it means to be happy.
what it means to live a fulfilling life.
It's timeless.
It is. It's why Anna Karenina continues to resonate with readers.
Across generations.
It's not just a story about 19th century Russia.
It's a human story.
It's a human story. It's about the complexities of relationship
The search for love and meaning.
and connection.
Yeah, that deep human connection.
So for our listeners who are about to embark on their own journey with Anna Karenina, what final piece of advice would you offer?
Pay attention to the details.
Our details.
Tolstoy is a master of symbolism and foreshadowing.
Oh, yeah.
He weaves it into every scene, every interaction.
Yep.
Notice the recurring motifs, the subtle shifts in tone and perspective. And most importantly,
Yeah.
don't be afraid to ask yourself those tough questions that Tolstoy raises.
What kind of question?
Like, what does it mean to live authentically?
Okay.
How do we balance our desires with our obligations? What is the true nature of love?
Right.
And is it even possible to find happiness in a world that often feels designed to keep us apart?
Wow, those are some thought-provoking questions.
They are.
I have a feeling we'll be unpacking the depths of Anna Karenina for a long time to come.
I think so too.
Well said. A huge thank you to our expert for this incredible deep dive.
It was my pleasure.
And to all our bookworms out there, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Book to Read.
Until next time.
Don't forget to check out Bookspace for all your post-reading discussion needs. And until next time, happy reading.